Today, I want to talk about beige flags. Now, beige flags are currently trending on TikTok, and you might not have even heard of them or know what they are. You've probably heard of a red flag. Now, a red flag is a warning sign, and a warning sign that there's danger ahead, that relationship's not going to work. Then you get green flags. Well, green flags is a flag to go ahead, that you're compatible. Well, a beige flag is a sign that someone's boring, and no one wants to date someone that's boring, bland, or vanilla. Now, where are we looking for these flags? In the viral TikTok videos. They're reviewing people's online dating profiles on apps and, looking for those beige flags. The problem with that is on your online dating apps, you don't have a lot of space to tell people who you are. And if you've ever had to write a dating profile, it's really tough. On Tinder, you get 500 characters, including the spaces. On Bumble, you get 300 characters, including the spaces, plus a couple of question prompts that you can choose. On apps like Hinge and Zinkle, you get question prompts, usually around 3. And to each of those questions, there's 150 characters, including spaces. So you need to make those count. So when they were looking at beige flags, some of the beige flags were things that were so generic. They've been used so many times that they're just boring, right? Another beige flag was not putting any effort into your profile, referring to food as a personality trait, just answering a prompt, guess where I am, not making the most of your 3 questions. Now, like I said, that is really tough because most of us don't know what to include into a dating profile and what's going to appeal to the other people. Now, what does happen? I've been helping people write profiles for a decade now, and I always keep on top of what should be included, what shouldn't, what's going to appeal to the opposite sex. But the average person doesn't know that. So I know the dating apps most years will analyze the data and say people who included this and this and this got more matches. I know one year they found that people who mentioned food in their profile, who said that they were a foodie, would automatically receive more messages than the average person. So what you find is people will go and follow this advice, then everyone's profile again looks the same. And if people are looking for beige flags, again, it's flagged as boring and no effort. So I know that, another one of the things that they found when they were analyzing the data is trying to be controversial, but controversial about something low key, right? Controversial about, I believe pineapple should never be on pizza. What do you think? Just to spark a debate, but at a fun, fun-filled, banter-filled debate rather than, one that will just divide and separate. Problem is too many people end up using those generic type of statements. Same with, a few years ago, you would find everyone on a dating app saying, what they like to do. They liked to walk along the beach. Now, I once remember coaching a guy and he goes, all of these women said they like to walk along the beach. But when I asked them on a date and said, let's walk along the beach, well, I never do that. I don't like to do that, was their answer. And, walking along the beach has become so generic that it become a beige flag. So what should you do not to show a beige flag? Well, it's about showing your unique personality and who you are rather than what you think someone wants to read. So, if instead of saying pineapple on pizza, you could say my go-to pizza when I get a delivery is, meat lovers. What's yours? It's showing something of who you uniquely are. If you're nerdy and like to play, read comic books, include that. If you are into, social issues, include it, but don't include it if it's not true. People don't like seeing things in profiles that aren't particularly true. So the way around all of this stuff is to have a profile that really showcases who you are. It is marketing, believe it or not. Your profile is what you're putting out there. So people say yes or no. Now, I know that online dating profiles can be tough because you've got such limited space and people are often judging you on a very two-dimensional thing, right? The photos, they don't get to see your vibe, your energy, and the words that you use. How do you really convey who you are in such limited space? Now, I recently wrote a guy's profile and he sent me in lots of wonderful information. It was really hard to write the profile because there was so much information. And reading through it, I'm like, oh my God, this guy is so dateable. How do you get that down to 300 characters, including spaces? You know, especially when people are going, okay, I'm looking for red flags, I'm looking for beige flags, I'm looking for green flags. It's so much pressure on something that people don't really have the skills to do. My advice is don't start making those judgments until you've met someone in real life. Expand who you're going to go on dates with because people are surprising. You can't judge someone on such limited information a lot of the time. And I know that it's easy to go dating apps don't work, but I coach a lot of people to get really great success on a dating app by following simple strategies that absolutely work. But yeah, for a lot of people, dating how they're dating doesn't work for them because they either don't have the profile that's going to appeal to the other person. Maybe they go, I'm not going to put any effort into a profile, no one reads it. Well, that's often to the person looking at it that wants a relationship, a sign that you're not really invested in anything. As I said before, that online dating profile is your marketing to the world. Coke sells their brown sugary drink with a tagline, taste the feeling. If I grew up with Coke ads and they were always incredibly attractive people doing really fun things. The inference is if you drink Coke, you're going to be like those people. Well, your dating profile should have someone read it and go, oh, I really want to meet that person, right? And like I said, a lot of people don't have that skill. I write a lot of profiles so I can do that, so people can get results. If you can't do it for yourself, get someone to help you. You know, if you're gonna write your own profile, I always recommend getting people of the opposite sex, or if you're gay, getting other people who are gay to read that profile to see whether it hits the mark. Because often we're not very objective. Even with the photos we put on, we can think that that's a great photo and it's not the photo that's going to get you dates. But you don't know that. We're not always very good at, you know, assessing ourselves. Now, when it came to this guy who I wrote his profile for him, there was one thing that he said that he did, and I loved that he attached a video for that to show me the context. And he said he liked canyoning, right? I thought canyoning was maybe going whitewater rafting or, you know, going in a kayak through creeks or whatever. When I watched the video, I'm going, it was nothing like I thought. They're wearing backpacks going down these really tight rock formations, sometimes in the freezing cold water. It looked amazing, right? And the guy had said it's thrilling, it's cold, it's scary. And when you saw that video, it showed you, oh my God, like it showed you so much about that person that you wouldn't get in a dating profile. And that's why I often say, expand who you're going on a date with. Give people a chance. Have a phone conversation with them. Meet them, being genuinely curious about someone else and get rid of the judgment. You will naturally see things that you go, okay, a red flag that you're not compatible, but give the person a chance. So, you know, in my opinion, the beige flags are just a little bit of fun, but there's so much judgment around who we're going to date that you really don't need more. My name's Debbie Rivers. I'm a relationship coach, dating relationship coach. If you need any help with this stuff, reach out. I love to get the people I work with success because there's no lack of great singles out there. Anyway, thanks for listening and bye for now.